Hey everybody, welcome. Good afternoon or good morning or good evening, wherever you might be in the world. We are back. We are back. I got Dustin over one shoulder. I got Nick over the other shoulder.
Hello.
Back to our Friday live stream, which, by the way, next Friday, we're going to be gone again.
Again?
Yes. We're going to be at the San Francisco Film Festival next week, showing Snow Bear again. And actually, if you're in the Central Florida area tonight, we're showing Snow Bear at the Regal Winter Park Village, or Winter Park Regal Village, or whatever they call it. We're showing that there tonight at 8:45 as part of the Florida Film Festival short animation block. So that's our animated short block. So that's going to be cool. But we're going to have some fun today. We're going to do a request day, which we haven't done in a while. But before we get to all that, we're going to do our usual housekeeping. I'm going to hand that over to Nick. Nick!
Yes, first of all, so originally we had our spring sale running the last couple weeks, but we haven't done a live stream with you all, so I went ahead and decided to extend it. So people that are loyal viewers of our live stream are able to take advantage of it. It's 40% off or more on all of our courses on our website. Some of them are up to 85% off. Like
Go check it out. Support us.
How to Paint Light is 85% off right now. So that spring sale ends on Monday. So do not miss it. So
spread the word.
Everything is on sale right now. Also, we've just added to the sale. I've got 4 courses, animal drawing courses that are on sale. We've got we've got a slide for that. Basically, we've got the 4-legged animal course, the how to draw horses, how to draw wolves, coyotes, and foxes, and how to draw big cats. Those are all just $10 each, but the more you buy, the more you save. So
I personally know the artist that did those, and he's awesome.
They're quite good. They're quite good. But you can get all 4 of those courses for just $30. So the more you buy, the more you save. And then lastly, this is some pretty big news. Our lifetime membership, this is the last call for that. It is going away May 1st. We are not going to extend it again. We extended it a few times based on some requests. We originally created it to help fund Snow Bear, the post-production. Now that we are done with Snow Bear, we are putting it away. So May 1st, between now and May 1st, that's only 12 days. If you want to get a lifetime membership.
A lifetime membership is literally just that. You pay this one-time fee, and you are part of Creature Art Teacher forever. And so anything I do from here forward, you'll have access to.
Yeah, absolutely. And
includes anything else we bring in as well.
That includes live workshops. You also get discounts on physical items, in-person events, all kinds
and
of stuff.
Also, keep in mind, Snow Bear is not our last project. We're going to be doing more projects. Matter of fact, I'm working on several different feature ideas that we're going to be working on in the future, and we're going to be bringing in people during the week in the same way that we did while we were making Snow Bear to watch what I'm doing, and so you'll be able to join us in those endeavors as well.
In fact, we've been showing some sneak peeks at a couple of projects on our members only live streams, which we have every Friday right before this stream. So we just showed a bunch of stuff about an hour ago, and we've got more planned.
Exclusive. Be part of an exclusive group.
Also, Erica reminds us, don't forget there's a couple of Aaron Blaze originals available at creatureartteacher.com/originals. That's
and I'll be doing more of those too.
Yeah, we've got a couple of Nalas up there, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I did. Let me have the stack, actually.
Well, I wasn't going to do the whole stack, but that's fine. I can grab them.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't grab those? Okay, good. That's all right. So I did these as part of an animation demonstration, and you can buy them all together if you want, or you can buy them individual if you want. But these are, I was showing how to, I was animating on paper and showing how you would animate a head turn. And so these are the drawings that came out of that. I've got about 6 drawings that came out of that. These are just 2 of the 6 of my little character, Nala from The Lion King.
And we've already sold several, so if you're interested, get them while they're hot.
So today is Request Day.
Yes. So what Request Day is, for people who we haven't done it in a while, you throw out some ideas, we'll pick the ones we like the best, and then Aaron will give it a whirl on the old drawing.
Yep.
Device.
I just got a new haircut. I just got a new coif.
Someone,
I got all my hairs cut, actually.
Can you make monkey plus dinosaur equal monkeinosaur?
A monkeinosaur?
That's interesting. D She Devil on Twitch says, how about a giraffe?
giraffe.
Lothar Red says, or a fox plus cat equal fat.
I'm already fat.
Let's see, monkeynosaur,
A
cat,
fox astronaut.
Come on, guys, give me something.
Japanese chin dog or Eastern
a fabulous
dragon.
unicorn, says Erica.
King cheetah.
A
I've seen
hippo,
king cheetahs. We went to a zoo in Tokyo and saw a bunch of king cheetahs there.
a hippo walking a pet crocodile.
Wow, you guys don't make it
Aaron
easy.
does anime style.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Julia says you haven't done anything underwater for a while. How about a mermaid or something?
I haven't done anything underwater in a while. That's true.
Sea otter eating sushi.
What?
A Marvel character.
Don't they always eat sushi?
A detective penguin.
A snow leopard.
A crocodile trying to eat a zebra.
A detective penguin.
Detective penguin.
Detective penguin is pretty cool.
Samurai tiger.
Detective penguin.
Detective penguin.
I like it.
Zero Connection donated €5 and said, drawing request, an American cheetah chasing a pronghorn. But I think
An American cheetah chasing a pronghorn. Wow.
maybe we'll have to circle back to that one. We're going to start with
American cheetah.
Detective Cheetah. Or sorry, Detective Penguin.
Detective penguin. It's good to see you, Detective Penguin.
We've got a bunch more suggestions, but we're going to hold off on the
I'm
suggestions.
doing the detective penguin. I got an idea in my head.
We're moving forward. Detective Penguin,
Yep.
everybody.
Moving forward, folks. Just looking up a couple of reference images. And then I'm going for it. Going for it.
Godzilla in a baseball uniform.
Gotcha.
Godzilla.
Mayan jaguar. We kind of did that once.
All right. I've been doing a lot of little moment ideas, so I'm kind of into this idea into quick sketches. All right. Whoops. What the heck? What the heck, man? All right. Got an idea. Got an idea.
Wheellock's World says, draw me a pizza, I'm hungry.
Uh,
If only they were that easy. Whatever you draw becomes real.
if you draw it, they will come.
Is anyone going to watch the live action Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
actually
watch it.
considering that right now. I always did love the the animated original when I was a kid.
But the live action?
It's getting to the point now where so many of the films
Ah.
have to specify whether you're talking about the live action or the animated.
Yeah.
Like, which is one of your favorite Disney movies? Oh, I love Aladdin. Are you talking about the live action or the animated?
Yeah, I know. The Detective Penguin.
It's not live action. It's all computer.
Martin wrote as Detective Penguin.
Penguin, yes.
Penguin. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Also, I want to let people know we extended the spring sale. I went ahead and also extended the free shipping on Aaron's art books if you're in the USA. So if you use promo code USA Books, plural, you can get free shipping, domestic shipping on Aaron's Art of Aaron Blaze Volume 2 hardcover book this weekend.
Don't know if I like that. We're gonna keep working it, folks. You're making me work. I do have an idea for it.
Do you know anyone offering animation mentorship?
Well, Aaron is, well, do offering a story mentorship through CTN, but applications have closed for that. Off the top of my head, not right now, although we have some plans in the works for a few things. I know, what was it, did just recently announce a mentorship. It might have been Bill Plimpton.
That guy?
Who we got to see his new movie as part of the Florida Film Festival this weekend. That was released on Wednesday night. We'll get to see it again tonight.
Which one was it again?
The Duckville.
Oh.
And the monster.
Actually, the short that I really thought was fun, but especially the ending was the one of the two flies,
Yes.
like kind of short.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time flies, yeah.
That one was created by some students from Savannah College of Art and Design. So again, if you're going to be in the Orlando area, we will be there tonight at the Regal Cinema in Winter Park.
Any live drawing animal trips yet planned?
Not yet.
Not yet. No. Now everything we're doing nowadays is snow bear, snow bear, snow bear.
Promotion.
Yep. Make a deal. Make a deal. Make a deal.
Screening.
Yeah. I want a better pose than this. That's a horrible silhouette.
And I like it.
I love when you guys get to see me struggle.
The struggle is real, folks.
I don't know if you heard me, Aaron, but do you ever do non-Disney characters? I mean, he draws animals.
I draw characters all the time.
He draws his own characters.
I draw my own characters. I don't.
They might mean other, like Warner Brothers.
I don't usually do Disney characters outside of what I animated.
Is there a certain regional type of animal you love drawing? For instance, desert, jungle, etc.
Not really. I wouldn't say. Yeah, not really. There we go. Now I'm getting into more of a better silhouette here. I like all of it. Oh, there goes the auto vacuum cleaner here at the house. Yeah, see? You got to get a good silhouette.
What have you been watching lately?
Nothing. I haven't seen much of anything that I like on TV. Oh, The Studio.
The Studio.
The Studio. That's Seth Rogen's new show. It is hilarious.
It's just funny.
It is. It really is.
Again, for people just tuning in, I want to remind you we've extended our spring sale. That is 40% off or more on all classes, photo packs, brush sets. Some are up to 85% off. Go to creatureartteacher.com.
Yeah, I can. Have you thought of giving the penguin a hat?
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now.
Aaron, is the Beast your favorite? I've noticed you draw them a lot.
I love the Beast. Yes.
He animated the Beast, if you don't know that person asking question. Wizarding Knight or Wizard Knight asked that question.
I want to make sure the hat doesn't mess up the expression.
The penguin is probably looking at a certain saber-toothed squirrel in the ice, clutching a hat.
You guys have to caption this for me. Got to come up with the best caption.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think the caption for this should be.
Global warming is killing it. I just thought of that one. Terrible.
Terrible.
Not your best work.
No, no.
I just thought that one. Terrible.
Is that Detective Penguin? Detective Waddle.
Oh, good. People are getting it at least.
Ragtime Animation giving the name Detective Waddle.
Detective Waddle. I love that.
My name is Detective Waddle. Question: have you ever watched the final version of a cartoon and felt ashamed of some of the scenes?
No. I wouldn't say ashamed. There are definitely shots that I did when I was young that I would love to be able to go back and, now that I'm a more experienced animator, there's shots of Raja that I wish I could go back and fix, make better.
What was the one thing you told me about the guy that criticized your Raja?
Yeah,
that you worked with?
He goes, Aaron, what did you think of the work that you did on Raja on Aladdin? I said, well, I was young back then, and I definitely would go back and change a few things as I look at it now. And there's a couple things I'd cringe at a little bit. He goes, yeah, man. We were back in the Netherlands or back in Denmark, and we were watching that going, how is this guy a supervisor?
Damn.
We thought that was terrible.
Damn.
Ouch.
I said, thanks, man.
That's just wow.
Some people have no filter.
It was funny. I took it with a grain of salt.
Fun Film Animation says hi to all three of us. Says how's
Well,
it
hello.
going? And
Hello.
happy Good Friday.
So I want to blow this up.
Happy Good Friday to you. Yeah, it's a holiday weekend for a lot of people this weekend.
Yes.
A lot of people have today off.
Martin saying, I don't like birds.
Yep, that story stuck.
Yep.
For those of you that don't know, I spent months pulling together a pitch called The Last Songbird, based on the book of the same name. And I was working for an executive that I won't name that was not a very good executive. And he knew I was working on this. It was myself and Chuck Williams and Bob Walker. We had just finished up Brother Bear, and this was our follow-up. We'd worked on it for about 6 weeks. Well, maybe a little more than that. Maybe 2 months total. And we had a pitch all set up with him. And once again, it's called The Last Songbird. And we went in there and pitched the whole thing. And he goes, I don't like birds. And that was the end of the pitch.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Just shelved like that.
Yeah. But when John Lasseter came in, that executive, the day that Lasseter came in, that executive was fired, cleaned out his office, and he was gone. And guess who stayed? Me.
This guy.
Of course, now John Lasseter's not there either.
Yeah, neither am I.
But at least temporarily.
Right. How things change.
How things
How
change
things
over the years.
change.
A Fall Studio says, "Whoa! I finally made it to a stream. Hello, everyone. Hello, Afal. Is that how you pronounce it? Afal? Fun Film's asking me if I watched the Goofy movie documentary. I have not yet. I'm definitely going to, though.
We were talking
when I
about
get
that
home
earlier.
Yep. I renew my subscription on Disney Plus just to see it. Wizard Nerd asking, did you pitch it again after he was fired?
No,
You moved on to a different project.
I went on to a different project.
That was
Right.
before King of the Elves, right?
That was before King of the Elves. It was soon after that. I went on to that same executive said, I want you to direct this project that we have in develop, or that's actually, it had gone through a couple of directors already, and we want you to finish it. And that was Romeo and Juliet. And so I was on that for a little while, and then, but I was already developing a different project. And so then when Lasseter came in, I left Romeo and Juliet. Kelly Asbury came in, and he finished Romeo and Juliet. And then I went on to King of the Elves, but ended up leaving before that was done.
Are there any rules or stuff on like how many times you can pitch a story or anything like that?
Not really. Let me change. I'm going to really work this expression.
Oh, next week is the start of Andor season 2. I did not realize that.
Well, you do now.
Well, I do now. Well, I do now.
There. I wanted him a little more serious. Why so serious?
Why so serious? What program are you using for Detective Penguin?
I am drawing in Photoshop, my preferred digital software.
Shay White says, "Hello, Aaron. It's great to see you again."
Great to see you. So here I'm trying to clear out my tangents and my silhouette to get a nice clear silhouette there. So I've just roughed this in.
The Blue Danube.
The Blue Danube.
It says, what was the best about working on Brother Bear? I love that film so much, and I'm curious to know what aspect really spoke to you while
I
creating.
really loved the whole process, obviously, but I'm very much a very amateur musician. I love to play guitar. I love music. And so being able to work with Phil Collins and Mark Mancina and create the music, and being in the studio and being there when they're scored the film with the orchestra and everything, that I just, outside of creating the art, I really, really loved doing that.
Yeah, I imagine that would be pretty sweet.
And back when you worked at Disney, how many frames of animation did you draw daily?
It wasn't about frames. It was really about just getting shots done because, as a rough animator, I wasn't necessarily doing every drawing. And we really didn't keep a drawing count either, but I would average at the end of a picture about 8 to 10 feet a week. That's 3 feet is a second, or I'm sorry, a foot and a half is 1 second. So every 3 feet is 2 seconds. So that's like 6 to 7 seconds a week is what I would do of animation.
Was there usually like a weekly quota or daily
Yes,
quota?
there is always a quota.
So when you said you don't keep track, someone was keeping track.
I didn't keep track of drawing counts.
I see.
I kept track of
Footage.
We all kept track of footage, and we all fought to be at the top of the footage list.
You said Mark?
Mark Penn was always considered the top. If you could get about 300 feet in a film, you're doing pretty good. And I would usually get about 350 feet into a film. Mark Henn, and Andreas did this once as well, would get 1,000 feet into a film. 90 feet is a minute. So that's like over 10 minutes of screen time that they would animate.
In addition to our spring sale, I want to remind people today we launched a special promotion, buy more, save more. So if you there are 4 courses right now, all related to animal drawing. We've got our 4-legged animation pack is on sale for just $10. We've got how to draw horses is just $10. How to draw wolves, coyotes, and foxes. How to draw big cats. Those are all just $10 each. But the more you buy, the more you save. So if you buy 2, you save $5 off. So you get 2 for $15. If you buy 3, they're just $20. You buy all 4, it's just $30. So creatureartteacher.com. That is a great deal. Will not last long. Those are 4 of our most popular courses. And if you ever wanted to learn animal drawing, those are great.
And please spread the word. We're really doing a big push to get new eyes to our site, and we want to get we want to spread the word. So help us out. See, I love request day because I'm forced to do stuff I would never ever do. A detective penguin. Who'd have thunk?
Erica says, love this Detective Penguin. Detective Waddle.
Detective Waddle. Do we want to tease any of the other stuff that we have the date for in August? Do you want to tease that on all, or do you want to wait? Think about it. Think about it.
Let me noodle on that.
Indigold Soul says, I'm glad you had a huge hand in making Brother Bear. Showing indigenous people in a Disney film was amazing to see. Being a mountain Ute, Native American.
Ute, Ute, Ute,
Ute?
Ute.
Ute. I am so sorry.
All right.
Ute, Native American.
We very much wanted to be sensitive, but we also purposely set it back during the Ice Age so that culturally we could kind of come up with something that was made up, but still would have the flavor of, I spent a year studying and reading native myths and legends, and to get a sense of the style and the moral tales that they would tell and that sort of thing. And so I spent a long time, many. I mean, I would order just book after book after book after book, and I would, a lot of my time in the beginning was I was coming into my office. I'd crack open a book that I had ordered that had been delivered the day before, and I would sit in my office all day and read. That was my job, my research, tons of research. The very first book I ever read as a kid, and to this day it still sits with me, and it made a big impact on me, was When Legends Die. Look it up. It was a great book. I read it when I was in 4th grade, and it still sticks with me. I couldn't put it down. It's a native story, and native stories have always kind of resonated with me.
YouTube comment from One Basso X. I definitely told some folks about your sale. Thank you so much for all the efforts with the classes and the tutorials to help improve our skills.
Thank you. It is our mission. It is definitely our mission.
Question for Aaron. I think it's so great that people can create their own short films. Do you think it's possible that in the near future, people will create full-length cartoons on their own? There's already people doing it.
Yeah, there's already people doing it.
The thing is, it's time. It takes years to do it.
Yeah,
So,
I was lucky to meet. I just got back from the Taffy Film Festival in Toronto, and I met Michel Gagne. Michel Gagne. Thank you. Ooh. And he's animating his own feature, but he's been at it since 2012. So that's the thing, right? It just takes time.
Now, speaking of which, we mentioned this on the members stream, but we haven't mentioned it on the public stream. Aaron went to the Toronto Animation Arts Festival International, also known as Taffy, and we were very ecstatic that Snow Bear won the grand prize.
Yes, we won.
We won actually multiple awards. It won Best International Film as well, and the From the Heart Award.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we were very, very humbled and thankful, and it was really nice. And really great people. Karen Jackson, that's a shout out to you if you're listening.
Number 1507 asks, have you watched The Rhino and the Red Bull? Or Red Bill, not Red Bull.
No, what's that?
I do not know. The Rhino and the Red Bill.
I have not.
Dennis Rydberg on Facebook asks, have you seen that 4-second crowd shoot
Yes.
from a Studio Ghibli movie that has been claimed to have taken 15 months
Yes.
to animate?
It's insane.
Do you believe it?
I believe it. I don't know that I would have done that, but it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, Aaron's first reaction was, why?
Why? Yeah.
I mean, the artistry is great, but from a production standpoint,
Why? Yeah.
Well, which film was the crowd shoot?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's not The Boy in the Heron. I think it's the one he did before that. I think
Oh, the one of the
with the airplanes or whatever.
yeah, the airplanes.
I think it's that one.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I think I love, why I love Miyazaki films so much, is not only like the complex characters of each of his films, but just the landscapes.
Yeah. The backgrounds are stunning.
Yeah, the backgrounds and also just
The layout.
the layouts, the designs, just everything just feels so unique.
There we go. It took us a little bit to get there, but we found it. We got a nice little rough drawing.
By the way, beyond tonight, we are screening Snow Bear in Florida, but next week we're going to be at the San Francisco Film Festival.
Don't forget to put flowers in your hair.
On Saturday, April 26th, there's going to be a public screening of Snow Bear, along with another selection of animated shorts. That's going to be at 10 a.m. Saturday morning. I'll post a link in the comments and in the video description. You go to sffilm.org. SFF. So that's 3 F's. sffilm.org. 2 F's.
San Francisco Film Festival.
Yep. For tickets. And we will be there in person. And then we're also going to be that same day doing a workshop at the Walt Disney Family Museum.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Mellow Melody Melbell says. That's his YouTube name. Says Detective Waddles seeing who ate his pet fish fishy.
Yes. It's an investigation.
Something smells fishy, eh?
So this is a fun exercise, and it'd be fun for, if you're, especially if you're in art school with your friends, to challenge each other. It's if you saw me when I was doing the daily drawing, come up with a bunch of random subjects and throw them in a little bin and do a little daily drawing exercise. It forces you to think outside the box.
Indie Gold Soul said, asked, I enjoy animating, but still go crazy with making too many new layers. Any tips on how to categorize work in layers efficiently?
Well, think about, you want to start thinking in simplistic terms. I work in a lot of layers as well. But if you're thinking about shots themselves in different layers, the first thing I do is I think about foreground, middle ground, background. That's the first thing to think about. And then from there, you start breaking it down. Where's your focal point? Is it foreground? Is it middle ground? Where is it going to be? And that's where you're going to put your attention. A lot of times that's also, you're looking at areas of greatest contrast to draw the eye there. Opposing angles, things like that are going to draw the eye to a certain area, if that's your goal. And just, you don't have, just be disciplined. Discipline yourself. I might have to, I want to push myself a little bit here. And I want to try something. Don't know if it's going to look good.
Do you have any tips on how to come up with the color palettes for characters? Ones that do not hide the line work? Thank you.
Yeah, look at harmonious colors. It depends on, obviously, what is your character? What are they all about? What is their personality? What is the art direction of what it is that you're doing? Sometimes you want harmonious colors. depending on the character that you're doing. Sometimes you're going to want colors that clash depending on the character that you're doing. So it really depends on what you're trying to get across. And then also, if I'm doing something based on something real like this, like a penguin, then I'm looking at reality colors, and then how can I stretch that and caricature it.
We got a Twitch comment. Alito440 says, "Hey Aaron, a few years ago I was depressed at medical school, and your videos kind of helped keep me alive back then. Nowadays I'm studying animation and I'm much happier. My first short film got nominated in the biggest film festival in Chile, Chile Monos.
Hey, that's great.
What a wild ride. Thank you so much for inspiring artists all over the world."
That is awesome.
First of all, congratulations.
Yes.
And secondly, Snow Bear is also going to be part of that festival. We're excited.
We are going to be there.
Gonna be there, be square.
Yeah, we've got some good festivals that we've just gotten into that we're going to be able to announce soon.
Technically, I don't know if I was supposed to say that. Oh.
That's all right.
No.
Do you have any specific sources to study the anatomy prior to the sketch trip?
Specific sources to what? Say that again.
To study the anatomy prior to the sketch trip.
Prior to the sketch trip, what are we talking about? What am I missing?
Are you guys doing? Are you doing a sketch trip sometime next week or something? Or
I'm missing something somewhere. Were you listening, Nick?
Yeah, I don't understand the question. I was listening, but I don't.
yeah, asked something earlier, like just before that. These are both from Lemur MC. How many drawings do you aim for when you draw animals from life, and do you focus on one animal per zoo trip, or do you just draw as much as you
there
can?
you go. Well, you got to set me up with the question.
I thought it was a completely different question from the previous.
Oh, gotcha.
One, so
Gotcha.
I do apologize, but
I apologize for that.
But also, do you have any specific sources to study anatomy prior to that trip?
Well, I've been studying it. No, not really. I mean, you're gonna have to. There's so much to choose from on the internet. I used videos, any documentary I could find, and anything I could find in libraries. That was my source when I was learning anatomy for animals. Or I would pick up dead animals on the road. And
nowadays,
I would study them.
Nowadays, he just
Literally.
carries me along with my camera.
Yeah. So, all you got to do is look. Just look around, because there's tons and tons of resources out there. And yes, I recommend, if you are going to a zoo and you're going to be drawing animals, then definitely, have a look at the animals that you're going to encounter at that zoo, and have a little brush up on them. Faux show.
Bow show.
I'm doing the emperor penguin colors right here. So here I'm looking at real penguins. And caricaturing them. See? There you go. There you go. And emperor penguins have this big orange thing on their beak. A big orange thing.
If we buy your tutorials, what if someday you take your site down? Should we download everything we buy and store it locally? I'm only asking because that happened recently with a different artist. Well, our website has been in business for 13 years now, or for basically 12 or 13. We're going on our 13th year.
And as a member, you do have the ability to download.
Yep. Or as individual a la carte purchases, you have the ability to download. So that is entirely up to you. Obviously, we're not planning on going anywhere. And
I would say if you're a member and you get a course, I would recommend downloading it. That way you've got it at your fingertips in your library. To me, our material is like a video book, right? And just like any other book, I keep books on my shelf and all of that. So why not do the same thing with the videos?
Well,
keep them on a virtual shelf.
Sometimes people, they're dealing with, especially modern computers don't have as big a hard drive. So when you're dealing with terabytes of data, sometimes people like to download as they go.
Or just keep it on an external drive.
Exactly.
Which is what we do as well.
Again, having said that, we're not planning on going anywhere. And
no, we're not planning on going anywhere.
If for some reason, God forbid, that ever happened,
I'm going to the movies tonight.
We'd give people ample notice. I've heard a couple horror stories from sites that haven't done that.
I wouldn't do that to you. I promise.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, the servers are going to shut down tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, it won't be like what happened at Digital Domain. One day it was a nice day at work, and then the very next day, by the way, we're shutting down the company, and you all have to leave.
Yeah.
No, like real actual ahead of time warning or anything. Just,
No.
all gone.
All gone. What did you send me the other day regarding that soccer team sale?
What do you mean?
With Texters.
I was like, yeah, that's just that he's buying soccer teams and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know if he was selling it or what to do.
No.
How much storage do you need to download everything? A lot. It's a lot to go through. Do you know the exact number? Like how much storage it?
No, because each course varies in the amount of data that's in it.
Yeah,
it's terabytes worth. If you were to download everything, we have over 800 hours worth of courses on our website.
Yep. And well over half of them are in 4K quality. Though they can be downloaded in 1080p quality as well.
You can adjust your download preferences.
Yep.
We've tried to build the website like we would like to use it.
Exactly.
That's the way.
Aaron, do you know anything, or do you have any thoughts on the Kit Bull short film?
I know nothing. I don't know what Kit Bull short film is.
That was a Disney short. You never saw it?
Nope. No, I still don't know what it is.
It was 2019. It's actually a Pixar short, but it's hand drawn. Sort of a 2D, 3D hybrid.
Don't. No.
Bob says 800 hours. That's so much learning material. Yes, it is.
And there'll be more. You become a lifetime member. At some point, we're going to hit 1,000 hours. Then we'll hit 2,000 hours.
Then 3,000. Julia says a 1 terabyte external hard drive should be enough to download all the courses. Yeah, you're probably right. When I say we have terabytes, I'm thinking of all the production raw footage.
Yeah, because I think like at least a handful of the course is just all the raw footage, like non-cut or anything would be the equivalent of like sit anywhere between 600 to 800 gigs worth.
Some of our courses are bigger than that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got
I'm sure we broke like beyond the terabyte one for the Birds of Prey course.
Oh yeah, that's
like at least
that's like
2
4.
terabytes
It's
worth.
like 4 terabytes. We've got several courses that are almost 2 terabytes. David Coleman's stuff, Jenny Medved's courses, over 2 terabytes. That's raw footage, not what people have to download.
Right,
You know,
right. Yeah, I think that in the end the final versions of the episodes are like in total like what like less than 100 gigs, like maybe 50, like 60 or 70 gigs.
And Bob says, "Hey, this figure drawing for animation course is just what I've been looking for. Yay! Yes, that's from our good friend Woody Woodman, who I believe is coming tonight to the screening. He called me
Yes,
last night.
I did. I emailed him today. Or texted him, I mean.
How much raw storage is Snow Bear?
It's
7.
7.
a
11.
lot. The last time I checked, it was.
I have no idea.
It says Disney says they're going to go back to regularly doing 2D animation at some point in the future. Anybody know how soon?
I called.
When did they say? When and where did they say that?
Yeah, I don't know
I've
that
not
I've
seen
heard that. I don't know that that's true.
Must be some sort of rumor going around. Some gossip.
Not. I would rejoice in that, but I just don't know that that's true.
I would hope it's true. Not holding my breath though.
I mean, they just canceled the Tiana series, and that was 2D.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they didn't even launch it. They were in development, and then
Tiana series?
yeah, from Princess and the Frog.
Oh.
So what I'm doing right now is just laying in local color on my detective penguin.
In the future, can you do courses for 2D shading and lighting for animation?
Sure. I'll have that included. Matter of fact, that's going to be included. I'm using Snow Bear. One of the main reasons we made Snow Bear is because we wanted to create a course on how to create your own animated short. That was the motivation behind it. And so we thought, you know what? In order to do that, we got to create an animated short. So, and I've got a lot of shading and all kinds of stuff in there that I thought about, shadows and all of that. So that'll all be included in the course.
Didn't Joey have an episode on specifically on shadows for 2D effects?
Yeah. Yeah. That's in the effects. Yeah, that's a good point, Dustin.
Yeah, we have a course on 2D effects animation from Joey Mildenberger, and he talks about doing shadows. For instance, he animated that scene where in The Lion King where Mufasa and Simba are sitting there and they talk about everything the light touches and the camera spins around. That is not
animated.
That is all animated by hand. That is not computer animation, that camera move.
Which is absolutely
Crazy.
It's so freaking crazy. Dogwart says, I am on the final video of your drawing big cats course. One close down, dozens of more to go. Your courses are such a gift, Aaron and team.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to get more out.
We'll do a Birds of Prey part 2.
Yeah. We've got in August, things will slow down for us a little bit, and I'm going to be focusing on shooting a new course. July is going to be all about live events. And beginning of August, I should say. And then And then shooting new courses.
Exciting.
Exciting and new.
Come aboard. We'll take care of you.
We're expecting you.
We're expecting you.
Yes. The Love Boat.
I was not a fan of that show as a kid.
No, that was no. You were too young for that show. I was too young for that show.
The theme song got stuck in my head.
Oh, I know. It's a great theme song because it is one of those earworms that really sticks in there.
Sticks right in your ear.
Right in the ear.
Right in the ear.
Right in the ear holes.
I'll be right back.
You got a little something going on there, Dustin?
Yes, I gotta go.
Do you have a recommendation to get better at drawing animals and humans in perspective?
Well, think of them in a box. Think of something that's geometric that you can put into perspective and think about in perspective in an easier light. And that will help you.
In fact, Aaron has a course, or not a course, a video on YouTube that's really popular about perspective. Let me see if I can find it. And in that video, he draws, I believe it's a leopard, or it might be a cheetah. Can't remember which one it is. A big cat of some sort. I will post a link right now. The video is called Remember Your Perspective.
Remember your perspective. That's the way it is.
Gabby says hello.
Hello, Gabby.
We're going to see her next week.
Hello, Gabby.
She's got tickets.
Gabarina.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, we're going to be at the San Francisco Film Festival next week. There's still tickets available. Go to sffilm.org. Search for Snow Bear. Stuck in your head now.
It is.
For people who are just joining us, today was a request day, and someone requested a detective penguin.
Yes, I'm just getting my colors laid in. And then we're going to add some shading, add a little bit of texture.
Which Mac do you use? Aaron uses the Mac Pro, the one that's commonly known as the cheese grater.
Yeah. So now I'm creating a layer over the top and making a clipping mask over it. And this is over the character color layer. That way, when I create a clipping mask, it will only go over that silhouette. And I'm going to set it to multiply, and I'm going to create a shadow layer.
How many more film festivals do you guys have left? Tons. We're just getting started.
Yeah, we are just getting started.
Film festival season basically started in March, and it runs all the way through the end of the year. Frankie says hello.
Hey, Frankie. Frankie Rama. I'm using the airbrush setting.
Also, I want to let people know that it is your last chance to get a lifetime membership to Creature Art Teacher. That goes away May 1st. We are not extending that. We've extended it a few times. We're not going to be doing it again. It was created to help fund Snow Bear. Snow Bear is done. It's going away. All good things must come to an end. Gets you everything on the website available now, plus everything we release forever. It's all yours to download and keep. It also gets you discounts on live events in person, discounts on merchandise, and our annual and lifetime memberships include free access to our quarterly live stream online events that are members only. Also got 4 great courses right now on sale for just $10 each. And if you pick up all 4, you get them for just $30. And if you'd like to own an original Aaron Blaze Nala drawing, go to creatureartteacher.com/originals. We've got a few left.
Do it. Just think about how valuable that'll be when I'm gone.
I mean, Aaron's not a spring chicken.
No. You're investing in your future.
This took a morbid turn. I only made the joke because you opened the door.
Exactly. Invest in your future.
By Aaron's lack of one. Wow. Just wow. Erica says, don't say that, Aaron.
You don't say that.
Erica says, I am a proud lifetime member. I love it.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this video in general. That helps us. Thank you for commenting and sharing. That really helps the algorithm help us reach new eyeballs, which is a big goal that we have. So if you can comment, share, and help spread the word, we would be much, much obliged and in your debt. And again, if you're in California, we will be at the San Francisco Film Festival next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, April 26th. We're going to be doing a screening of Snow Bear, and we're going to be doing a workshop at the Walt Disney Family Museum.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too. Go to sffilm.org for tickets. Search Snow Bear. Bob says those warm hues on the penguin came out so well.
Well, thank you, buddy. We're just going in and hitting little highlights. Might even make a little penguin feather texture brush. Not sure what that'll look like yet, but I might try it. So right now I've got another clipping mask. This one I have set to overlay, so it creates a little bit of a highlight over those local colors. And that's what I'm working on right now, is creating those highlights. How'd everything come out there, buddy?
My pants fit a lot better.
The stream is like school in summertime.
No class.
No class. Did I miss anything?
Yes.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Really? Yay!
Finally.
We just hired Martin Berger. He's relocating to Florida.
Oh, good for him. Run away while you can.
Guess how he's gonna get here? He's gonna take an elevator. A lift.
It's going to use a lift. It uses very special technology.
Whoops. Is it?
Question for Aaron. I'm going to buy a Wolves, Fox, and Coyotes course. Is it a zip file?
No, it's the bonus files are zip files. So with all of our courses, we also include bonus files, which gets you like the artwork that Aaron makes. Usually it's the layered Photoshop files as well as JPEGs.
Yeah.
That's a zip file, but the courses themselves are video files, so you can download or stream them.
And you download each episode individually.
Correct.
Will this piece be a print? I'm not a huge fan of penguins, but I'd hang this on my wall as a conversation piece.
So, what is this all about?
This penguin thinks there's a game afoot.
I don't know that this is much of a marketable print.
My name is Mr. Waddle, and I've been a PI in Antarctica for 12 years.
The really interesting thing about that question was I don't care much for penguins.
Yeah.
There's a story there.
Yeah, I think that's officially Mr. Waddle's voice. What do you think, though?
Yes.
My name is Mr. Waddles.
Waddles.
I'm a PI.
Mr. Waddles. Name's Waddles. How you doing?
Burgermeister says this could make a great shirt. I started thinking probably make this as a meme for like almost like an insult meme because those the thing of like don't have a care in the world. No, just like don't have a care in the world, but the penguin's like trying to find the care in the world. Can't find it. Wait, I was going to say something else.
No. Didn't know where you were going with that one.
I was just thinking outside the box of the shirt stuff.
Good evening from Rome. Do you have a fish animation course or even a course about drawing them, perhaps?
I don't, but we will.
It's on the list.
And hello from Orlando. This little guy is fun.
Yeah.
You know what I did that I shouldn't have done? You know what I did that I
What?
shouldn't have done?
What'd you do?
I painted that fish.
Well,
Painted that fish on
the wrong layer.
the same layer as the ice, and I don't want that. I want to have the paint layer of the fish on a separate layer above that.
But why'd you do that?
Because
Why?
Being serious here.
Are you serious right now?
Being serious right now. That's
I want to be able to paint shadows under him, and it's easier. For me.
Have you heard Dana Carvey's impersonation of Joe Biden?
Yes, it's really good. I like.
I'm being serious right now. I can't do it at all.
It's really good though. It's his own version of him. But
Well, it's even George Bush
I
was
was going
that
to say, because that was my next lead-in was like his George Bush was not really George Bush, but it was George Bush.
Yeah, those are the best types of impersonations. And then the funny thing is, everybody like my George Bush is me impersonating David and Carver
Exactly.
doing George Bush.
It's like Dustin imitating Matthew McConaughey is Matt Damon imitating Matthew McConaughey.
He's like, it is not. I never.
There's another guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but recently found him on TikTok.
And the talkie.
On the tiki-taki. And I actually shared a couple of the clips with your dad, but he's like, he has a whole list of impersonations, but it's like Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, no, he's good.
Joe Biden and Harrison Ford. Robin
He's
Williams. His Tommy Lee Jones is like spot on.
It really
In
is.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, it is. I haven't seen his Harrison Ford yet. See, now that I've done the shadow of the fish layer on top, it's easier to do the shadows, see?
Aaron, do you have any advice on preventing noodling in the sketch phase, with as in getting caught up in the details too soon and losing pace? How do you find a comfortable pace?
Stop it. Just stop it. No, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. I tend to actually, I go really loose to start with, and then work my way up, slowly to details. And so I'll do several layers working that up. But it's just something that the more you do, it's like anything else. And it's one of the things I recommend is the more you do something, the more often you do it, you will work your way into a way that you do it. And that way, you'll end up doing it that way every time. And that's how I do my illustrations. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is, what the look is. I have the same process that I go through each time: the rough sketch, the detailed sketch, the shadows, or local color, then the shadows, and all of that. What is under there? What is going on here? What is going on here? What is on top? Is it that? That's what it is. I'm going to see these. So yeah, the more you do something, you'll just find a system for doing it. There we go.
Jones Crafter on YouTube asks, I'm currently trying to design a tiger character. Since you designed Raja, do you have any tips on making the design of the stripes more animation friendly?
Yes, you just got to simplify them. That's what I did. I went in and I simplified the stripes, and you know, because otherwise you're going to drive yourself batty trying to come up with them. Yeah, create a pattern that you can repeat over and over again. Oops.
YouTube comment, I really appreciate all that you do, Aaron. I was first inspired by your work on Brother Bear almost 20 years ago, and you still inspire me today.
Oh, thank you. I've been seeing kind of a resurgence with TikTok and everything, seeing a lot of stuff on Brother Bear, and that makes me happy. I've been seeing a lot of stuff pop up on my feed.
Have you ever done an illustration in 5-point perspective?
No. No, I've done 3-point. I haven't really done much more than 3-point. I haven't really found a need for anything that, you know, the stuff that I usually draw and sketch, I don't need to do really technical.
Hafal Studios asks, I've been considering buying the paper animation course. Is there anything I should know before I start? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on.
It's okay. No, you know, just know that you're going to need it's the supply list. Look at the supply list that's on there, and that's the stuff that you will need. You know, as far as the paper, the disc, the peg bars,
and then
all that stuff.
Also, the thing I really like about the paper animation course is one of the questions we get a lot is about timing charts and also dialogue with paper animation, and all that's covered in there. So if you've ever been curious about that course, it's a great, or those topics, that's a great course to pick up. And that course is on sale for over 40% off as part of our spring sale.
What are you doing? Creating a little texture back here. Little ice texture. Check this out. I got a really cool brush. I got a cool brush. My snow texture, which is available in the Snow Bear brush pack.
Which is name your own price on our website.
Yeah, look at this texture I got. Isn't that a nice texture? It's nice. Nice. Yes, yes.
I'm being serious here.
Let me knock this back a little bit. Add another layer. I set it to multiply. I want to, here. I'm going to try a different line here. If I did this, what would that look like? Nope.
Can you recommend any sources to get affordable taxidermy and skulls from for drawing?
Yes. So as far as skulls go, bone clones. That's where I get all of my skulls. They're reproductions. They're done perfectly.
Now, the affordable part of that equation, I will say bone clothes is not cheap, but
Nope, but you're getting quality.
yeah.
That's the thing. You're getting really good quality.
If you're outside of that, if that is out of your budget, I would say your next best bet would be like flea markets and look at like
The side of the road.
taxidermy. Oh yeah, roadkill. That's how Aaron started.
Roadkill. Do
How
what I
Aaron
did.
started.
Pick up roadkill. I really did pick up roadkill, by the way, as a kid. I also collected owl pellets. There was an owl's nest near my house, and I would go out and pick up all the regurgitated little rats and owls. They eat their prey whole. And then they regurgitate all the fur and the bones in one little pellet. So I would go out to the nest and I'd pick up those pellets, bring them home, and I'd pull them apart and put together these little rodent skeletons. I'm just trying to get a little bit more sensitive line than what I had on here. Just something that reads a little better.
Renoa Dominguez says, "Hello all.
Hey,
Glad
how's
I
it going,
could
eh?
catch at least the end of the stream.
Well, we're glad you did.
How do you know it's the end of the stream?
We still got a bit more to go.
A little bit.
A little bit,
A little bit.
just a little bit, just a little bit." Rendell says, "I got to speed up my productivity to match this going on today."
Nope. Speed comes with time. Just work on quality.
Slow, smooth, fast. When did you first draw digitally?
2005.
2005.
I was 37 years old.
So it's been 20 years since you started
Yeah.
drawing.
I've been drawing digitally 20 years. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Freaking crazy. Did you ever imagine yourself drawing digitally before?
No, I didn't think I was scared of it. I didn't like it. No.
Don't like it.
Didn't somebody, like one of your teachers or something when you were in college, was like, someday in the future you're going to be drawing on computers?
That was Max Howard said that to me when we were at Disney.
Oh, at Disney.
Yeah. He said, you're going to be, in a few years, you're going to be drawing right on a screen.
He was definitely onto something.
Yeah. Well, it was weird because I thought I didn't imagine it like a Cintiq. I imagined it like, they didn't have flat screens yet. So I imagined it like on a regular, like, cathode ray tube.
And like trying to draw with a mouse.
No, I figured it'd be a stylus or something like that, but I just couldn't figure out, I couldn't imagine drawing on a TV screen when the TV screens are, they were still really deep.
Yeah.
That's deep, man.
I remember when 720p was the HD.
Yeah.
We went from that to 1080p, and that was Blu-ray was 1080p, and then it went from 1080p Blu-ray to 4K, and now we're at 8K. And seriously, never can go any higher than 8K.
Oh, they'll do something higher.
It'll go from 4 to 8 now, and the next thing you know, it's going to be 16K.
The holodeck.
Yeah.
Or 12K. All the K.
Well, the great thing about high def like that is that it enables you to reframe stuff without losing resolution.
As long as it's a smaller the problem is that people keep going, okay, well, now we got 8K monitors. And then you're like, ah.
Yeah. We don't even see 8K. Or I don't anyway.
Yeah, I feel like an 8K screen would only be useful if you had like a really, really big version of that screen, like an 80 inch or something. Just say one of those that you can just walk up and see the picture zoomed in. You know what I mean?
Know what you mean, Vern.
Is Snow Bear releasing on YouTube in the future? When? Excited to see it.
We don't know when, but yes.
Eventually.
Eventually.
It's going to be on our site first.
CreatureOutTeacher.com.
Yeah.
In fact, lifetime members will be the first people to get to see it online. That was a promise we made when we launched the lifetime membership. So that will happen. If you go become a lifetime member, which you only have until May 1st, go to CreatureOutTeacher.com. If you want to see it online,
Once we have that ability.
that'll be our first online screening. Will be for them.
I noticed the style from Brother Bear looks a lot like the style in the Bear and the Hare advert by John Lewis. Did you work on that as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I designed all the characters and I directed the animation and I animated the bear and the hare. Yep, there's a reason for that.
Yes, in fact, when they were making that short, they kept, or that commercial, they kept saying, we want to find somebody that can do something like Brother Bear. And then Dom Carolla said, well, I know Aaron who did Brother Bear. Would you like to just talk to him?
Yeah.
Right? That's how that
Yeah,
kind of
that's
came
pretty
in.
much how it worked. Yeah, that was a great job. I really enjoyed doing that.
You don't do much freelance, but that was one you were
Yeah.
happy you did.
Yeah. All right. All righty then. I want to see something really quick. Trying to determine whether or not I want to put lines around it. Nah. I'll turn that off for now. Our little penguin. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's create. File, new. Let's grab that. And we're going to go here. We're going to fill this in. I'm going to create a new layer on top. I'm going to go to black. And I am going to create, we're going to make a little feather brush, little feather texture brush.
Feather brush.
Yes. So I'm going to come in here and we're just going to go feather, feather, feather. You know what? I'm going to change that. Let's do it this way. I'm going to come in here on this brush. Do that. Okay. I'm going to come in here and we're going to erase this back so it fades back a little bit. I'm going to go back to the brush. And then back to this brush. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this right to the center. Right about there. I'm going to turn off this background and I'm going to go Edit, Define Brush Preset. And we're going to go, okay. So now we got a brush. See that? But watch this. Now what we're going to do, if I draw, it looks like that. We don't want that look. We don't want that look. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into my brush tip shape and I'm going to spread it out like so. Pull these together a little bit. Then I'm going to go into the shape dynamics. We're going to do a size jitter. We're going to flip the X, not the Y. I don't want to flip the Y, just the X. And which means it's flopping side to side. We'll do a little bit of angle jitter, just a touch. Definitely some size jitter right there. Let's see what we're getting now. Now I want to go into direction. You can see it follows the direction that I'm going in. Look at that. See, now we're creating some feather texture. Let's push this size jitter. And then let's pull these a little closer together. I'm going to go into scattering. I'm going to scatter a little bit.
How you doing over there, Dustin?
Doing good yourself?
Falling asleep
Eh.
a little bit. There we go. So now we got this nice feather texture, right? See that? So now I'm going to save that brush. Boop. Save it. Boop. Now I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to put a layer there. And I want to go to just pure white. Let's just see what this looks like.
Wow, I can't believe how fast he did that while talking. Says Claire Weaver.
Aaron, will you start a new short soon? I'm missing your animation weekly streams already.
Yes.
Well, actually, if you remember, you may have already seen some stuff that we're not sharing publicly yet. Go to creatureartteacher.com and become a member. Annual, monthly, or lifetime members all get access to exclusive streams where we're showing behind-the-scenes content on a regular basis.
There, you see the feather shapes in here? So we're getting feather texture right in the, right on his body here. See there?
Do you sell your custom brushes?
Yes.
Yep.
You can go to creatureartteacher.com. We've got thousands of brushes available. Most of those brush sets are on sale right now for just $1 each.
There, see? Now we got feathers. And I have it going in the direction. All I have to do is draw in the direction that I want them to go. I can erase them back. It gets a little too heavy in the texture. There, look at that. Oh, that's cool. Like I said, all I got to do is come in here and just erase it back if it gets too much. There we go. Feathers. Feathers. Now, in his face, I'm going to just go ahead. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to just add some details. So I've got that brush now. That's saved. I'm going to go in with my Pastel C brush, which is also available.
You can actually get that brush for free if you join our newsletter, along with a bunch of other free content as well that we send you automatically for signing up.
I'm just adding little highlight details.
Question: I've seen animation studios are doing storyboards for 3D films. Why is that? Because they can place virtual cameras inside 3D space anywhere, anytime, and change it on the go.
Yeah, but you want to know what your content's going to be before you start doing it. So the storyboarding is more there not for animatics, but more about story. That's why they're called storyboards. So in live action, they use a lot of storyboards for animatics to try to figure out a complex effect shot. But in the world of animation, where I come from, storyboards are done in order to figure out story first, and then you go in, including 3D. And then you can go in and start placing your camera according to what was boarded.
Not only that, it doesn't make sense. The rule of thumb is you model to the camera. So you don't necessarily want to go put a whole bunch of detailed modeling, rendering, texture, and lighting on stuff that you're not even going to show on the screen.
Exactly.
Because time is money.
Yes. Or as Billy Crystal, when he was playing a mime in This Is Spinal Tap, mime is money.
Did you see the preview for the new Spinal Tap movie?
No.
Yep. There's a sequel coming out.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's called Spinal Tap 2. The End Continues.
The end continues.
It's like Phil Collins' first final farewell tour. There, see? Now we got a little texture in there. I can do the same thing. Watch this. Watch this.
You watch this.
You watch this.
How was the Toronto Festival?
It was awesome.
We were very excited because we won the grand prize. And we also won Best International Film.
It was awesome. What I'm doing here is I'm creating a little weave pattern. I'm going to take my brush and I want you guys to realize you can do anything when you create brushes. You have a need, create a brush for it. I want a fabric pattern, so I'm creating a brush for it. Or if you don't feel like doing that, come on over to my website because I've got tons of brushes that I've created just for this reason.
And they're $1. And that's for sets of brushes, by the way. That's not individual brushes.
Yeah, I don't want to overcharge you for brushes. So there we go. So there we've got this. So once again, I'm going to turn off the background. I'm going to go Edit, Define Brush Preset. Okay, so now once again, I've got a brush. See, there it is. Whoops, I'm in the wrong. Oh, I'm on my eraser. Let me come down here. So I don't want that. So what I want is this. We're going to go into spacing, and I'm going to open it up right about there. Maybe a little bit of overlap. And then I'm going to go into shape dynamics. And so here I want to go to direction. And I want to have a tiny bit of angle jitter, just a touch. Maybe a little less than that. See there? Looks like I'm making a screen, right? And you can overlap it and it creates this nice little pattern. So I'm going to save that. Okay. Now let's come in here. Sorry. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Now, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go on here. We're going to create another clipping mask that goes over the penguin. I'm going to put it up on top. I'm going to set this to multiply. I'm going to go to brown right about in here. And I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit and watch. Actually, let me blow that up a little bit. Got a nice little fabric pattern on his hat.
Oh, what a nice little fabric pattern.
Yeah.
Nice fabric pattern you got there, bud.
You there? Just reach. I'll blow that up a little more. See that? See that little pattern we were able to create?
Hmm.
And on top of that, I can just go in here. And let's go to up here. Follow that pattern right around. So that's one of the things I love about painting digitally is being able to come up with these little ideas and solutions. Now what I'm going to do is come in here. I'm going to highlight some of these areas on those little highlights there as well. There, pretty much there.
Yeah.
There's our fish bone.
Is it better to learn how to draw digitally or on paper first?
Either one at this point in time. You know, it's, I think you could do either one. Because there's, you know, there's so many drawing friendly ways of drawing digitally that feel really traditional. It's not, I don't think it's a big deal one way or the other. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating clipping mask again. I'm just going to create some quick shadows. I'm going to wrap this up here pretty quick. creating a little highlight texture on the bones. On the bone. Give him a little shadow down here. All right. Our detective penguin. Penguin. Everyone fall asleep?
Nope, we're here.
Everyone's just talking among themselves.
All right. Well, this is pretty much going to be it, folks. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
I want to remind you, if you head over to creatureartteacher.com, we've extended our spring sale through this weekend only. That is 40% off or more on everything. Some courses are up to 85% off. And starting today, we've rolled out a special deal on 4 classes, animal drawing classes. Pick up any of those 4 classes for just $10 each. You can pick up all 4 for a total of $30. The more you buy, the more you save on those. And there's only 12 days left to get a lifetime membership to creatureartteacher.com.
It's .com.
It ends May 1st. Lifetime memberships to creatureartteacher.com. That gets you everything we have on the website, plus everything we release forever. You get streaming access, you get download access. It's all yours to keep. It really is the deal of a lifetime and the best value in art education.
There you go.
If you don't want to commit to a lifetime plan, annual plans are $100 off right now.
Talking about a lifetime plan.
Just for that.
Here we go. There's our penguin detective penguin. Right there. Detective Waddle. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, long Detective Waddle.
Remember, caption it. Give us some captions.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think the caption of this should be.
There we go. Let me zoom in so you can see some of the feather texture that we were able to create with our feather texture brush.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
See there? He's looking at you. Oh, you know what I didn't do? One more thing.
Ah, there it is.
There's always one more thing.
You know what I didn't do?
What did you do?
I need a little more
glint in the eye?
A little more cowbell.
What we need is more spice
On a raucous.
on a ruckus. I'm the emperor. Are your custom brushes compatible with Krita?
Yes.
Yep.
Krita supports ABR files. these are ABR files. You can import them. Just know that they were created for Photoshop, so
You might need to adjust them a little.
you might need to make some variations, but generally speaking, they will work in any program that supports importing ABR files, including Procreate, Krita, Clip Studio Paint,
And more.
Corel Painter.
Do you offer certificate programs? And if so, what's the process?
We do have certificates of completion on our website. Go to creatureartteacher.com, and under the tutorials and lessons section, there's a link there for certifications. And those are good for things like employment verification, continuing education sort of things. They're certificates of, it's not a degree, so it's a certificate of completion, but they, some people have value in those. So, and it is reviewed, human reviewed. So go to creatureartteacher.com and check it out. We have one in animation, I believe, and we also have one in character design. We've got
Yes, we do.
We've got a couple more coming soon.
There we go. Now I got it to where I like it. Beady little eyes. There we go, folks. Thanks for hanging out today. That was fun. Thanks for that suggestion on our Detective Penguin.
Detective Waddle.
Detective Waddle. There he is. Oh, I got to sign it.
You got to sign it.
Another thing.
Another thing.
Another thing.
Whoops.
Oh my god.
There it is, folks.
There
That's
it
the
is.
way it is.
People are saying they love it. Great work, Aaron.
Thank you.
Let us know the caption. Put a caption in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, also put a caption in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think.
Yes, please.
And help us spread the word.
Yeah.
We want to put some beauty back in the world and
Tell
our
everybody,
audience.
tell everybody you know about CreatureArtTeacher.com.
If each one of you tells one person, and that person tells one person, and that person tells one person.
Just like a Breck commercial. Oh, no one knows what that reference is. All right. I'm done doing one more things.
Everyone says, wonderful, cool, love it,
Yep.
love it.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good
I
day.
really want to hear those caption ideas. Let us know.
Yeah.
Put them in the comments.
Give me a good caption. Tell me what we need to put underneath this poster, this image.
And thanks, everybody. Go pick up some courses at creatureartteacher.com. It's a great time. Huge deals happening this weekend. And don't miss out on that lifetime membership.
Thanks, you guys.
We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.